What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you a review of the JJJJound collaboration with Asics on the GT-2160 in the white and black colorway. Today's video is sponsored by Capsule. Capsule is a brand new product on the market which helps to preserve your sneakers and extend their lives by up to 2 times. So it's a very simple process. They offer these UV protective pods, which is where you store your shoes inside. And once you put them in, next you inject their secret sauce, which comes in the form of a cartridge. So this not only pushes out the bad air containing the oxygen and the dirt, but it pushes in a preservative, which is the key to extending the life of your sneakers. So this is a scientifically backed formula for those who are a bit skeptical about this, and it tackles the 2 main reasons why your shoes fade, deteriorate, and crumble over time, which is oxidization and hydrolysis. So this is best used for those grail type sneakers, the ones that you wear maybe a couple times a year, and then the rest of the time they're sitting in the box in your shelf. So I'll link their social media, their website, all that good stuff down below. So check them out, check out their website, do your own research. And for those that are in the market for a few of these kits, they also have a subscription-based service which is called Capsule Club. So this is the best way for you to save money. So again, thank you to Capsule for sponsoring today's video. So this right here is the latest JJJJound collaboration, this time teaming up with Asics for the first time releasing a GT-2160. So these released on October 31st on JJJJound's website, but then there was a wider release in boutiques on November 2nd. And alongside this white colorway, there was also a all black pair and also a surprise inverted blue colorway, which was exclusive to JJJJound's website. And the GT-2160 is definitely one of Asics' most popular silhouettes right now. Though it was originally released as a performance running shoe, nowadays it's pretty much universally worn casually. And for me personally, it's also one of my favorite Asics models right now, not only for its comfort, but I really like the style too. So jumping into the details of the shoe itself, starting things off with the toe box, you'll see how the base layer of the shoe, this is covered in this heavy duty thick mesh, which kind of reminds me of the mesh you'd see on retro basketball shorts. Right above this, we have a synthetic gray colored layer, which kind of looks like carbon fiber. And then overlaid on the sides of the toe box, we have more of these gray overlays with black colored edges, and we have the sliver of reflective 3M right at the edge of the toe box. Covering the front toe cap, we have another synthetic layer. This is done in a darker gray, but it also has that carbon fiber look to it. And then moving downwards, covering the bottom 2 eyelets, we have this black synthetic layer, which again has that same carbon fiber finish to it. Covering the middle eyelets, we have more of that lighter gray finish, and then darker gray on the top 3 eyelets. Beneath this, we have more of that white colored mesh, and then overlaid on top of this on both sides of the mid panel, we have the signature Asics stripes, which is done in a mix of white, black, and silver. Moving downwards, we have this synthetic white colored overlay, and on the lateral side only, we have GT-2160 branding, which is done in this neon yellow finish. Underneath this, we have more of that open style white colored mesh, and then on the bottom of the heel, we have this synthetic black colored layer. Above this in the middle, we have this 3D or puffy JJJJound branding, and then the top of the heel is covered in a mix of silver and black mesh, along with another small reflective layer at the very top. As far as the laces go, so this pair comes with 2 different lace options. The standard lace that they come with is a plain, normal, oval-shaped lace done in this pure white color, but they also come with a secondary lace, which has these contrast edges if you want to give the laces a little bit extra pop, but for me, I'm perfectly fine with the normal white laces. Underneath this, the majority of the tongue is covered in that same white colored mesh that we saw covering the body of the shoe. We have this woven strip down the middle, which helps to hold the laces in place, and then the top of the tongue, this is done in a mix of black and silver colored mesh, and we have this semicircle overlay, which is done in this neon yellow color with Asics branding in the center. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in a black colored mesh. And then for the insoles, nothing too special here. This is just your typical foam blind insole. It's covered in black on the top, and we have JJJJound branding and Asics branding pressed onto the heel in this neon yellow color. So the upper of the Asics GT-2160 sits atop this EVA foam midsole, which is painted primarily in white. We have hits of gray which flow along the forefoot, and is featured more prominently on the heel. And on the heel, here you'll see Asics gel technology. This is visible on the lateral heel and the back of the heel, and it helps with impact protection and shock absorption. Finally, for the outsole, this is your typical GT-2160 outsole, and in this case, it's constructed out of a mix of black and gray colored rubber. And then in the middle, connecting the forefoot and the heel, we have this smoky gray TPU shank plate, which is what Asics calls their truss stick technology, and this is there in place to help with torsional rigidity and midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about sizing, so in my case, I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I got these in my normal GT-2160 size, which is true to size or a size 10. So trying these on, I don't know if it was just me, but I found them to be ever so slightly more snug than my other GT-2160s. It's not snug enough that I'd want to go up a half size, but I don't know if it's just the materials that they used, but it just felt a little bit more snug all across the upper. So I feel like if you have a narrow, normal, or even a slightly wide foot, you can go true to size in this shoe. But if you have a really wide foot and you don't like a snug fit, I'd recommend going up a half size. But long story short, whatever your typical GT-2160 size is, for most people you can go with that same size and it should fit you fine. Moving on to the comfort of the sneaker. So overall, these feel like any other GT-2160. So to me at least, I found them to be very comfortable. But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people don't find them to be as comfortable as some other Asics models. So the reasoning I say this is because the cushioning within this shoe is definitely more on the firmer and stiffer end. So when you compare this to like a Gel 1130, that model is going to be a lot softer compared to these. These feel a lot more supportive underfoot, especially underneath the heel, but they don't give that same level of softness and step-in comfort straight out of the box. But in my experience, the more you wear this shoe, the more it kind of softens up, molds to your feet. And I really like how supportive it feels underfoot, especially for long durations within a day. So if you're in the market for a shoe that's more on the softer and more on the pillowy side, this is not going to be a great option. But it comes down to how you define your personal comfort. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality unfortunately was nothing special. All the materials used on the shoe are synthetic, but I have to say the mesh used on the shoe, it felt like a more premium type of mesh compared to some of the other colorways that I own. This feels like a thicker mesh, and like I mentioned earlier, more like your classic basketball short mesh. So I thought that was dope, and the overall build of the shoe for the most part was good. The stitch job was good, the paint job was good, no visible glue stains. I noticed there was a little bit of inconsistencies between the sizing of some of the panels. Not enough to the degree that it would bug me, but very minor things that I noticed. So for those that pick these up and have them in hand, how is the build quality on your specific pair? So with all of that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet. I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. Yes, the elephant in the room is of course, JJJJound's collaborations, as always, are quite unimaginative, and there's really nothing too special about this colorway, aside from the fact that they slapped on the JJJJound label. But if you've been following JJJJound for a while now, you just know that's just what they do. At this point, I'm just not surprised, and either you rock with them or you don't. So for this colorway, I think it is a very basic, very versatile pair, which honestly can be a good thing because I can see the shoe getting a lot of burn in my rotation just because of how simple and how wearable the colorway is. So at the heart of it, it is just a white, silver, and black based sneaker. I do appreciate the hits of neon, which gives it some level of pop and makes it a little bit different. But let's be honest, the majority of us that are buying this are buying it for this JJJJound label. So leave your thoughts down below, let me know what do you guys think about this JJJJound Asics GT-2160, and for those that have them in hand already, let me know your thoughts now that you've seen them in person. As usual, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at sgo8, follow me on X at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thanks everyone for watching, hopefully you guys enjoy this review, and I'll catch all of you in my next video.